Now, let's just bring you up to date on our top story this evening. The flotilla, roughly a 42-vessel convoy, and you can see the images of that flotilla on our screens right now. Some of the vessels that have been intercepted in international waters. The Israeli Foreign Ministry has said that they are in an active combat zone. Those on board say they are in international waters, and what they're doing is absolutely legal. But we've got an update now from the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They say that, and this is a quote from an ex-post that they've put up. They've said, already several vessels of the Hamas Sumud flotilla have been safely stopped and their passengers are being transferred to an Israeli port. Greta and her friends are safe and healthy. And you'll remember Greta Thunberg was detained and then deported a few months ago. There are roughly about 500 people from around the world, part of this flotilla, about 42 vessels full of aid, things like baby formula, based on what they were telling me. I was speaking earlier to David Adler, a flotilla crew member, on the phone, and they were saying they were basically waiting now and expecting the Israeli authorities, the military, to board the vessels and detain or take them off the vessels. Of course, there are some 42 of these vessels in that convoy, the largest that they've ever had, with roughly about 500 people on board, as I said, from around the world, trying to make their way towards Gaza. Partly symbolic, because this situation was totally predicted based on the previous flotillas that we've seen, whether it was in 2010 or in different times in the past couple of years. They've been intercepted and deported. There was a violent escalation in 2010 where almost 10 people were killed, but there were assurances given by the Israeli Foreign Ministry to the Italian Foreign Minister that there would be no violence used to prevent them, but they would eventually be intercepted, which is exactly what's happened. Now, those on board the flotilla probably knew this would be the outcome, and yet they wanted to do it because they say they wanted to highlight the plight of the Palestinian people. The Israeli Foreign Ministry says that this was just performative and that they should have given the aid they wanted to deliver into Gaza to the right authorities. But of course, we know from the past almost year, the last 9 months, 8 months or so, that no aid, sufficient aid, has not been getting into Gaza. There was a blockade earlier in the year, and now just over 100 trucks are managing to get into Gaza. Many are concerned about the number of trucks. Famine has been declared in parts of Gaza City. So this particular flotilla, attempting to highlight the issue in Gaza, the Israeli Foreign Ministry accusing them of being Hamas-backed, and say that they are now being transferred to an Israeli port. And they've made a dig there at Greta Thunberg and said her and her friends are safe and healthy. So that's a bit of an update there on the situation